Ave Regina. Hello, and peace be with you. During the last Under 7 Minutes video, we examined the role of Mary specifically as the Blessed Mother of Jesus. Today we will be expanding on that role, and to see that Mary deserves also the title Mother of God. First of all, a little Philosophy 101. All we need to know is the difference between a person and a nature. Simply put, a nature is everything that something is, and a person is who someone is. It might help to think of it in this way. If you were walking along at night with a friend and saw something rustling in the bushes, you might ask your friend, "What is that?" That is a question of the nature of the thing causing the bushes to rustle. If the rustling stopped and I stepped out, you might then ask your friend, "Who is that?" That is a question of my person, since you've already discovered that my nature is human. Your friend, of course, would respond, "That's that cool guy who makes those YouTube videos." Now, with that in mind, calling Mary Mother of God is a safeguard against Nestorianism. Nestorianism is a 5th century heresy that denied that Jesus was one person. Instead, a priest named Nestorius said that the person of Jesus the human was born, and then the person of Jesus the divine attached himself in a special way to the human. In other words, Jesus is two persons, one of whom is not divine. The divine Jesus simply used the human Jesus like a prophet of the Old Testament. It was the Council of Ephesus who rejected this, and officially endorsed calling Mary the Mother of God. The council declared that Jesus is completely God, and that he assumed human nature and became man. He is therefore two whats, not two whos. One simply cannot say that Mary is the Mother of God, and then say that Jesus is not fully God, and so calling Mary Mother of God guarantees that the Church teaches that Jesus is fully God. In short, it all comes down to a nice little syllogism. Jesus is God, Mary is Jesus' mother. Therefore, Mary is the Mother of God. So what does this mean for us? It means that God loves us enough that he, as Philippians says, emptied himself, taking the form of a servant. Because of this act of humility, God also hath exalted him. Personally, when I pray the Rosary and meditate on the Nativity, I often contemplate this great humility of the all-powerful God, which makes me stagger when I look at my own pride. The words of Mary, then, are true. He hath put down the mighty from their seat, and hath exalted the humble, and that was from Luke 1:52. Mary, the Blessed Mother, and the Mother of God, is the nearest non-divine example of humility we have. She was given this unique honor, and yet still regarded herself only as a servant and lowly handmaiden. Objection! Mr. Dan Corner of evangelicaloutreach.org claims that the neat little syllogism I mentioned a minute or so back is in error. He observes that Jesus is God who became a man. Then he says in light of this the first premise should be revised to say Jesus is God who became man. With this, he goes on to say that Mary is the mother of Jesus' humanity only, and so claims that the original syllogism is wrong. My response is to say, what the heck, let's take his revision. If we amend the syllogism to say 1. Jesus is God who became man, 2. Mary is Jesus' mother, then we come naturally to the conclusion 3. Mary is the mother of God who became man. Nothing has changed, we've simply made the first premise and conclusion lengthier. The question to consider could also be put this way. Is Mary the mother of the person Jesus, who is God became man, or is she the mother of became man? In other words, is my mother the mother of my person, or of my humanity, my human nature only? What even makes up my human nature, and how can my mother be said to give birth to that, but not to me as a person? No, a mother is only the mother of people, not of natures. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the obvious statement of the day. In the revised syllogism, Mary is still the mother of this person who is God, because it is nonsensical to say that she gave birth to became man. Unless, of course, Mr. Corner wishes to resurrect the dinosaur of Nestorianism and claim that Jesus is two persons, only one of whom, the human one, was given birth by Mary. I doubt that he is going to be willing to make that. Someone may also object, saying that Mary does not predate God, who is eternal, and that she did not create his soul, so she cannot possibly be the mother of God. This objection is outdated by at least 1,500 years. As to creating Jesus' soul, I know of no mother who claims to create the soul of her child, and so the point is moot. Also, no one claims Mary predated God. St. Cyril of Alexandria, speaking for the Council of Ephesus, says that Mary is, quote, "Mother of God, not that the nature of the Word or his divinity received the beginning of its existence from the Holy Virgin, but that, since the holy body, animated by a rational soul, was born from her, the Word is said to be born according to the flesh." Unquote. Mary is the Mother of God because Jesus, who John said, "All things were made by him, and without him was made nothing that was made," John 1:3, was truly born to her in Bethlehem. Jesus, the King of the universe, was born a human. Romans 1:3 says Jesus was descended from David according to the flesh. On a side note, this is another spear in the side of the argument that Mary couldn't be the Mother of God because she didn't predate Jesus, because did he not also predate David? To review, a person is the who, while a nature is the what. Jesus was one person who assumed human nature, giving him two natures. He is 100% God and 100% man. Because he is still 100% God and was born of the Blessed Mother, Mary is the Mother of God. Mothers are only the mothers of persons, and so it makes no sense to say that Mary is the mother of Jesus' human nature, nor does anyone claim that she predates the Godhead. Jesus, God, was truly born in Bethlehem. He did not only appear to be born there, or attach himself in a special way to another person who had been born a human only. And with that, I can easily imagine Jesus telling Mary the words of Proverbs 31. Her children rise up and praise her. Her husband, too, extols her. Many are the women of proven worth, but you have excelled them all. Goodbye for now.